Have you ever felt a tiny pull, a little whisper in your heart? It asks you to see something new. This is how big adventures often start. Solo travel is like that. You pack your bag, you say goodbye for a little while, you go out into the big wide world. It sounds a bit scary maybe, but it is also very exciting. It is a chance to meet yourself. Going solo is special, but what about going solo to quiet places? Places where big crowds of tourists do not go. Imagine that. A land that is still sleeping, a land that is waiting to be seen with fresh eyes. These are the untouched lands. They hold so many secrets, they offer so much peace. It is like finding a hidden garden. All the flowers are blooming just for you. It feels like a true discovery. This kind of travel is not about ticking off famous sites. It is not about getting the perfect photo for everyone else. It is about something deeper. It is about connection. Connection with the place, connection with the people, and most importantly, connection with yourself. Why choose a place with no tourists? Well, think about it. No long lines, no crowded streets full of people taking selfies, no feeling like you are just one of many. Instead, you find quiet. You find space to breathe. You find a world that is living its own life. It is not putting on a show for visitors, it is just being itself. And that is a beautiful thing to see. It is like being invited to a private party. There is a special kind of magic in these places. It is the magic of the unknown. Every corner you turn is a surprise, every person you meet is a new story. You are not following a well-worn path, you are making your own. This means you might get a little lost sometimes. But getting lost can lead to the best discoveries. It can lead to hidden waterfalls or tiny villages full of smiling faces. The appeal is also in the authenticity. When a place is not set up for tourists, you see the real life. You see how people truly live, how they work, how they play, how they eat. I remember one time I was in a very small country, a place most people could not find on a map. It was one of those hidden gems, tucked away from the hustle and bustle of the world. I was traveling alone, of course. I often found solace in my own company, exploring the unknown. I was on a bus. It was an old, rickety thing, but it had character. A very old, very bumpy bus. The kind that makes you feel every stone and dip in the road. The road was just dust and stones. It seemed to stretch on forever, a never-ending path of uncertainty. I looked out the window. The landscape was barren, yet beautiful in its own way. All I saw were dry hills and a huge blue sky. It was a vast, open space that made me feel both free and insignificant. I started to wonder if I had made a mistake. Was this journey worth it? Where was I even going? The destination seemed to blur into the horizon. I felt a little bit small and lost. The kind of lost that makes you question your choices. The bus stopped in what seemed like the middle of nowhere. There was nothing but open land as far as the eye could see. An old woman got on. She seemed to belong to this place, like she was a part of the landscape. She had a kind face, full of wrinkles. Each line told a story of a life well lived. She carried a basket with some bread. It looked homemade, rustic, and inviting. She sat next to me. Her presence was comforting in an inexplicable way. We could not speak each other's language, not one word. She smiled at me. I smiled back. It was a silent understanding. It was a small thing, a simple exchange of smiles. But it felt like sunshine, a ray of warmth in an otherwise uncertain journey. She then broke off a piece of her bread. The gesture was so simple, yet so profound. She offered it to me. Her eyes were kind, her gesture genuine. That simple piece of bread. It was warm, it tasted so good. It was like a piece of home in a foreign land. In that moment, all my worries disappeared. I was not lost. I felt a sense of belonging. I was exactly where I needed to be. It was a feeling of peace and contentment, sharing bread with a kind stranger on a dusty road. It was a moment of connection. It was a perfect moment, one that I would carry with me forever. When you travel to places without many tourists, you get a special gift. You get to see real life. It is not a show put on for visitors. It is the everyday rhythm of a place. You might wake up to the sound of a rooster crowing, not an alarm clock. You might see children walking to school, laughing and playing. You might smell bread baking in a small local bakery. These are the simple things, but they are so beautiful. You become a quiet observer. You sit in a small cafe. You watch people go about their day. You learn so much just by watching. You see how people greet each other, how they talk, how they share their time. You start to understand things without needing a guide to explain them. It is like learning a secret language, the language of daily life. It is a very gentle way to learn about a new culture. I once stayed in a tiny village by the sea. There were no hotels, only small guest houses run by families. I ate my meals with the family I stayed with. Untouched lands often mean untouched nature. These are places where the natural world thrives without human interference. Imagine mountains that have never seen big hotels, peaks that stand tall and proud, untouched by modern development, forests that are truly wild, where every tree and plant grows as nature intended, without the hand of man to shape it. Beaches where the only footprints are your own, shores that remain pristine, kissed only by the waves and the wind. This is a different kind of beauty, one that is raw and unfiltered, showing nature in its most authentic form. It is raw, it is powerful. It is a testament to the strength and resilience of the natural world. It is nature just being itself, without fences, without boundaries, without signs telling you where to go. You are free to explore and discover on your own. It is a chance to feel very small, to realize how vast and magnificent the world truly is, and very connected to the earth. To feel a deep bond with the land beneath your feet. When you are alone in these places, your senses wake up. You become more attuned to the world around you. You hear the wind whispering through the trees, a gentle reminder of nature's presence. You hear the songs of birds you have never heard before, melodies that are unique to these untouched places. You smell the damp earth after rain, the rich earthy scent that signifies life and renewal. You feel the sun on your skin, warm and comforting, a touch of nature's embrace. You see all the tiny details, the intricate patterns and textures that make up the natural world, the way a flower opens, slowly, gracefully, revealing its beauty to the world. The pattern on a butterfly's wing, each one unique, a masterpiece of nature's design. It is like seeing the world in high definition for the very first time. It is truly breathtaking. Every detail is sharp and clear. I remember hiking in a remote valley. There was no path, just the land as it has always been. I just followed a small stream, its gentle flow guiding me through the landscape. The mountains rose up all around me, majestic and imposing. They formed a natural amphitheater. They were covered in green, a lush, vibrant green that spoke of life and vitality. So many shades of green, each one a different expression of nature's palette. I sat by the stream for hours. I just listened to the water flowing, to the symphony of nature. Traveling solo in an uncharted place is not always easy. There will be challenges. Of course, there will be. You might not speak the language, that can be tricky. Trying to ask for directions, or order food, or just understand what is happening around you. Sometimes you will feel a little bit silly, or a little bit frustrated. That is all part of the adventure, my dear. Sometimes you might feel lonely, especially in the evenings, when the day's exploring is done, and you are sitting alone with your thoughts. It is natural to miss familiar faces, to miss easy conversations, but these moments of loneliness can also be good. They teach you to be comfortable with yourself, to be your own best friend, and they make the moments of connection even sweeter when they come. Logistics can be a puzzle too. How do you get from one place to another? What if the bus does not come? What if the guest house you read about does not exist anymore? These things happen. You have to be flexible. You have to be patient. Overcoming challenges on your solo journey feels amazing. Each obstacle you conquer adds to your sense of accomplishment and personal growth. It is like winning a little prize every day. These small victories, though they may seem insignificant to others, are monumental to you. Maybe you successfully ordered a meal using only gestures. Navigating through language barriers can be daunting, but when you manage it, it feels like a huge win. And it was delicious. That is a victory. Savoring the local cuisine you managed to order on your own makes the experience even more rewarding. Maybe you found your way back to your guest house after getting wonderfully lost. Another victory. Each step you take in the right direction boosts your confidence. These small wins build your confidence. They make you realize that you are capable of handling whatever comes your way. They make you smile from the inside out. The joy of overcoming challenges and achieving small victories radiates from within. They make you feel like you can do anything. The sense of empowerment you gain from these experiences is unparalleled. I remember one time I needed to catch a very early morning boat. The anticipation and anxiety of making it on time were overwhelming. In a tiny village where no one spoke English, the language barrier added to the challenge, making the situation even more daunting. I was so worried I would miss it. The fear of missing the boat and being stranded was very real. I drew a picture of a boat and a clock. It was my only way to communicate my need to catch the early boat. I showed it to the lady at my guest house. She smiled and nodded. Her understanding brought a wave of relief. The next morning at 4 a.m., she gently knocked on my door. Her kindness was a beacon of hope in an unfamiliar place. She had a hot cup of tea for me. This simple gesture meant the world to me at that moment, and she walked me to the boat. Her assistance was invaluable and I felt immense gratitude. I almost cried with gratitude. The kindness of strangers can be incredibly moving. Kindness from strangers is a powerful thing. It restores your faith in humanity and makes your journey memorable. When you are traveling alone, you are more open to it. You become more receptive to the kindness and help offered by others. And you find it everywhere. People want to help. People are good. This realization is one of the most beautiful aspects of solo travel. This is a beautiful lesson to learn. It changes your perspective and enriches your travel experience. It changes how you see the world. You return home with a renewed sense of hope and a deeper understanding of the goodness in people. When you finally pack your bags to go home, something has changed. It is not just your collection of photos, or the souvenirs in your bag. The biggest change is inside you. You are not quite the same person who left. You are a little bit stronger, a little bit wiser, a little bit more open to the world. This is the true gift of solo travel in untouched lands. It is a transformation. You have seen new ways of living, you have met people with different perspectives, you have faced challenges and found your way through them. All of this stretches your mind, it opens your heart, you start to see your own life differently too. Maybe you appreciate the small things more. Maybe you are less afraid to try new things. Maybe you understand yourself better. These are precious gifts. The memories you make are like little jewels. The taste of that shared bread, the sound of the wind in the wild valley, the smile of a kind stranger. These memories stay with you, they warm you on cold days. So my dear friend, what do you think? Does a little part of you feel that pull, that whisper? The call to see something new, something just for you? Maybe it is a quiet village, or a distant mountain, or a culture you have only read about. If you feel that spark, I want to encourage you. Listen to it. Nurture it. Because it could be the start of something wonderful. You do not need to be super brave, or super rich, or super experienced. You just need a little bit of curiosity, a willingness to step outside your comfort zone. Just a tiny step at first. Maybe start by exploring a new neighborhood in your own city, alone. See how it feels. Then, maybe a weekend trip. Little by little you will build your confidence, you will see that you can do it. The world is full of hidden gems, places that are waiting to share their secrets with you, and you have so much to offer them too. Your smile, your curiosity.